Sometimes the simplest things we do every day, like saving a file, can teach us something huge about our crazy digital lives. It's just a tiny action, but it has these massive consequences for our focus and, honestly, for our sanity. Okay, so let's get into it. So let's start with a number, 2.5 quintillion. It's a staggering number, right? Well, that's roughly how many bytes of data we are creating every single day. To try and get your head around that, imagine if every byte was a grain of sand. You could fill the entire Grand Canyon, and you'd still have tons of sand left over. This isn't just data, it's a flood. It's a constant, overwhelming flood of information coming at all of us. And we all feel this flood personally, don't we? It's that endless scroll on your phone, the constant buzz of notifications, that relentless wave of headlines. It's like a digital tsunami that can just leave you feeling completely buried, just struggling to keep your head above water. Now, our inspiration for this whole explainer comes from an observation in Urdu, and that's why you're going to see some of our section titles in Urdu. They capture that original idea perfectly. So the big question is, in this raging river of information, how do we find the stuff that actually matters? How do we pull out the signal from all of that noise? The answer, and this might surprise you, isn't in some fancy new app or complicated piece of tech. Nope. It's in a simple, everyday action. Let's just zoom in on a single, deliberate act of organization. It's one simple sentence that kind of shows us how to build a lifeboat in this information flood. It's a way to take back control, one little piece of data at a time. Okay, so here it is. This is the sentence that sparked this whole explainer. It's in Urdu, and it basically translates to, I have saved the news of Pakistan and Iran under the title Pakistan-Iran News Report. Now, I know, that probably sounds super ordinary, right? But trust me, every single word here is a powerful choice. It's someone consciously deciding to take a piece of the chaos and give it order. Let's break this down. First up, that verb, to save. You gotta think about it. In an age where we have infinite information, deciding to save something is a huge act of selection. It's a conscious choice. You're basically saying, out of the millions of things I saw today, this is worth keeping. This has value. It's that first crucial step from just being a passive consumer to becoming an active curator of your own world. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got the raw news feed. It's chaotic, it's totally unfiltered, it's endless, and it's always screaming for your attention. But then look at the right. That's the saved report. It's organized, it's been curated by you, and it's finite. It's not demanding anything anymore, it's just waiting for you to review it on your own terms. But saving is just the beginning. The real power move, the real magic is in the unwan, the title. This is where we stop just storing information and start actually shaping what it means to our future selves. A title is kind of like a frame around a picture. Before you even really look at the artwork, the frame is already telling you something about it. Is it a simple modern frame, or is it big, gold, and dramatic? The frame sets the tone. And a title does the exact same thing for a piece of information. Just look at the two options here. On the left, that's the original title from our source sentence. Pakistan-Iran News Report. Pretty neutral, factual, objective. But now look at the one on the right. Pakistan-Iran Conflict Alert. Whoa, see the difference? That title is alarming. It immediately injects bias and a sense of urgency. It's the same information, but a completely different frame. And that's really the heart of it. The labels we use, whether they're in our heads or on our digital folders, they literally shape how we see and remember things. It's the difference between labeling a folder vacation photos versus calling it the summer of adventure. One's just a category, the other tells a story. We're not just organizing files here, we're organizing our own understanding of reality. Okay, so what does this all mean for you in your own digital life? Well, it's all about making a conscious shift, a shift from being a passive consumer who's just getting tossed around by the waves to becoming an active curator of your own information world. And here's how you do it. Just 3 simple steps. First, select intentionally. Seriously, be ruthless. Don't just hoard links and articles. Choose what's actually worth your future time and attention. Second, organize logically. This doesn't have to be complicated. A simple folder system is totally fine, as long as it makes sense to you. And third, and this is the big one, label thoughtfully. Use clear, neutral titles that describe what's inside. Or hey, if it's personal, give it a title that tells the story you want to remember, like that Summer of Adventure. When you get right down to it, this is the whole journey we've just talked about. It's that one crucial shift from being a passive consumer who gets swept away by the flood of information to becoming an active curator who carefully selects, organizes, and defines their digital world. That shift is where you get your focus and your clarity back. So I'll leave you with a little challenge. The next time you go to save an article or a link or even just a document, just pause for a second. Don't just mindlessly click save. Ask yourself, what title am I going to give this? Because in that one small, deliberate choice, that's where the real power to bring clarity to all this chaos lies.